Welcome to Task Farm Uganda once again. Our viewers, you've been only watching us in solar dryers. The last time we brought you a project, we were under a solar dryer, a big solar dryer. And where we are standing right now, you see a sketch above us. This time we are taking you back to the roots of Task Farm. And Task Farm is a home of greenhouse. So where we are standing right now, it's one of our structures that we are adding to our client who already we built for some of the greenhouses. The reason why we have come here, after you guys watching our solar dryers, so you're like, we once heard about you talking about greenhouses. Task Farm Uganda is the only place and the only home that has the best and quality solar dryers and greenhouses. But today I want us to focus on greenhouse. So as usual, we are always moving with Lawrence, and he's our project manager right now. I want him to take us through some of the things that we are doing at this place. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this time round, what do you have for us?
Greetings to everyone from Task Farm. Like she said, my name is Lawrence. I'm Wangechi Lawrence. I'm the technical engineer working with Task Farm Uganda. Today we are in Zirobwe. This place is called Zirobwe.
Okay.
In general. But of course we have small names.
Zirobwe in Luwero?
In Luwero district.
So we are in Luwero.
We are in Luwero. And here we are installing a metallic greenhouse for our customer. Like you can see in the background, we have other greenhouses which are existing.
Yes.
So we decided to add one more. It's in, we first worked for a series of production, and now that is crop production, and now we are doing a series of installation. This is just one of them. And then we are going to follow with others as we go down.
Okay.
So this is a structure frame for a greenhouse where we're going to be growing sweet peppers and cucumbers and tomatoes, alternating as per the need. So today, as you can see in our background, we have our teams working and making sure that the structure frame is firm enough. This place has a lot of wind sometimes. Okay. So the structure has to be strong.
It looks swampy.
Well, there is a swamp down there, so you can imagine the wind blows from down and comes up here. So if the structure is not well founded, you find it either collapsing or being damaged by the wind. Yes, so this is a structure frame onto which we shall cover now with the greenhouse materials. Okay, how big is it? This is 360 square meters of a greenhouse. We measure them in square meters. Okay. Yes. Yes. So the dimensions doesn't necessarily matter much, but it's the area that you're farming in that matters. Yeah.
First and foremost, if you look at the pipes we are using, they look weak.
No, eyes are deceiving. I mean, let's get to this one. When you look at this one, I don't see the weakness in it, because you see, this is a pipe that is bigger than my arm here. Okay. So this is where the structure gets its strength from. Maybe you are looking at this one that is running like this. This one is simply to unite the other side to this side.
Okay.
But it's not the one that actually holds the structure. The structure is held by the pipes that are standing and the ones that form that arc you're seeing on top there. Yes, that's what
Are
makes
all
the
our
structures.
greenhouses in metal?
No. And actually even in metal, we have different classes of metal.
Okay.
There is some that we make in aluminium for a different class of people, like institutions and government establishments. They normally prefer the aluminium. Then we have others that we make with steel galvanized metal. That is more or less like the pipes we use for, the one they used to use when they were delivering water with metallic pipes.
Okay.
That's the steel galvanized pipes. Then there is ones like this one where we use what we call black steel. Black steel is the ordinary metal that we know, we normally have in our hardwares and the like. So we just shape them and bend them to meet the greenhouse requirements. So those are 3 types of metals that we use when you're making the greenhouse. Then we also use wood. Wood, they differ. We have, for example, the famous Kalintusi or the blue gum or whatever name you call it in your home or in your area. We can use those ones as well. Actually, currently it's the cheapest means, but we also can use bamboo. In short, what you need for a greenhouse is the framework. Whatever material that is easy for you to access, be it maybe PVC pipes, be it now like the bamboo, be it the blue gum trees or the Kalintusi or the metals, whatever it is. There are even others which we make with Rio timber because that's what is available in that place. So we just use what is easily available because in many cases you find our farmers, they don't have a lot of money to say, to just spend in that particular project. So it's the little money that they have to scale it to be able to do something that will be able to bring them more income later. Okay. So in this particular case, because of the trying to cut the cost, we use the black steel. We call them black steel because when you look at it, it looks generally black. The normal pipes, they are grayish black. So these ones we spray paint them so that they are not affected by weather and rust and that kind of thing. And because now these are farm, we are going to end up with fertilizers. And fertilizers have something we call ammonia. Ammonia is what makes metals rust very quickly. So that's why we paint them.
Okay, to avoid the rust.
To avoid the rust, so that the structure can live for a good number of years.
So Lawrence, someone is having a question, why would I inject in a lot of money into a greenhouse, yet I can just
plant outside?
Yes, yet I can just use my garden. Well,
that's a nice question. Why do they put ACs in offices? Yet they can as well sit outside and work from there. It's a question of production. How productive will you be if you're seated at the sun, you're trying to sign someone's check? I'm very sure you'll work very little. Okay? But when you're under AC, honestly, unless you are just naturally lazy, you control the climate. You get it? Because a greenhouse, in simple terms, is controlled environment for crop production. In simple terms. You are controlling the environment, you're protecting the crops, you're protecting whatever is inside here from the without. In other words, the world out there is different from the world inside here. Right now we've not finished, but we are going to go somewhere and we see how the crops grow when you are in the greenhouse compared to when it is outside the greenhouse. For example, I would give you an example of sweet pepper in general. If you plant let's say an area of 240 square meters of greenhouse. In basic math, we are looking like 8 meters by 30 meters, okay, of greenhouse area.
Yes.
You expect an average of 100 kilograms per week of the sweet pepper. The current price weighs between 5 and 10,000.
Yes,
so we can take 7,000 as an average price, all right? So that is 700,000 every week. You plant the same area outside. I'm very sure you'll get about 20 kilograms of your pepper, thank you. And then you sell them at 1,000 because you see, the crop that grows outside, the face does not look like the one that grows inside.
The inside.
That's why the people who work in the jua kali, we end up with the very black colors here. But those who work in offices end up being brown and the skin is really looking very nice. So that's the whole difference. It's a production issue. That when we have a controlled environment, in a small area, you can get quite a lot of harvest, or the production is much bigger. Okay. And now it does not just stop by being big, the consistency. You're not worried about the weather, you're not worried about the rain or the sunshine, I don't know which doo-doos came, you're not worried about any of that. So if you're producing 100, you're producing 100, 99, 105, 110, 195, like that. So you are averaging within 100. So it is so easy for you to even plan and grow. But outside there, just when you thought that you're going to harvest next week, then you hear Omuzira, or what we call the storm, the hailstorms, come and everything goes to waste. Okay. Now you have to go back to zero and call your customer, Mnange, now today I can't come because... Now that customer, of course, is not going to stop eating because you got problems. He's simply going to look for someone else who can supply. Okay. But in this particular case, if you supply on Wednesday, every Wednesday morning you are there. So the only discussion you have is, can I have my money now or tomorrow, or can you increase, or, those are the discussions you have. It is not a discussion of, today I cannot supply. It's not there. Okay. And that's why a greenhouse is so important for someone who wants to grow. Because, see, we are going to look at a crop that we have harvested for the last 1 year.
Okay.
Sweet pepper, 1 year. Consistently, 100 kilograms. Now, let's even assume it's 10 months. Those are 40 weeks, right?
Yeah.
40 weeks every day you are getting 700. Honestly, is that a bad game? It's not. Okay, now the people who are outside, who are farming outside, can they have that consistency? Not honestly really. Speaking, not they really. Cannot. So that is why we spend money to install these structures. Okay. Yes.
Please welcome someone to come and at least support us.
Maybe I would even say in Kiswahili, karibu sana. You are very much welcome to support us. Not actually only to support us, but also to learn. You see, Omuganda agamba. Amagezi, gawe washi, gawe wa muno. In other words, if you need some, should I call it wisdom or advice? Yes, you simply have to seek it from that person who has it. All right? Okay. In this particular case, we are not only talking about Tusk Farm. No. You can even come, we give you some of our clients, we just talk to them. You go and they talk to you from their own view and from their own farm. Okay. You see, it's not about... there is this thinking that this is a competition. Oh, that's my competitor. No. This is a farmer, you're a farmer. You need to grow.
There's no competition.
There's no competition in food. Yeah. I mean, even if your neighbor has planted sweet potatoes, please plant some. It is okay. It's all food at the end of the day. Yeah. So come, please come. Don't shy away. Come. There is a lot to learn. And even if actually whatever you need to learn, we've not mentioned it, please come and ask. Yeah. And at the same time, come and challenge us, because it doesn't mean we are 100%. Yeah. No. While we were at Sobia, there is where we are not very good. Please come and correct us and see also that we also improve our services.
Give us some of the sizes, because someone will say, that is so
greenhouses, yes, this is a little bit bigger, but the size depends on your pocket.
Okay.
Yes, because you see, at the end of the day, the pocket has to determine how much we can do. Because there may be someone with maybe a small piece of land who wants us to build there. We go and measure there. Okay. However, there is what we call like general standard sizes. Yes, we have 120 square meters, which we call like the small commercial structure that we can start with. Okay. We have 240, we have 480, we have 720. But all those, we are the ones who try to define them so that when you come to us, you see where you can rage yourself. So you fit there. So 120 is a little small, but 240 again is a bit big. Can't we do one that is in the middle? Okay. Then we do that. Okay. But honestly speaking, even if you want us to cover 1 acre, 5 acres, 10 acres, we are going to be very comfortable doing that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, now this is where we are going to put our tank. This particular tank is simply for supplying water into this particular greenhouse that we are building right now. We have our reservoir tanks there where we pump water to, and then those reservoir tanks supply water into this tank here. Now, this particular tank is where if we want to mix what we call fertilizers, or maybe we need to control certain pests, this is where we mix our chemicals from, this is where we mix our fertilizers from before releasing it into the greenhouse. So it's going to be a smaller tank, maximum 1,000 liters. And from here, this is where now the water goes into the greenhouse. Here, as you can see, we have a small entry here. We have the first door. This one, we call it an entry porch. Now it has two doors. There is this door. The rest of the spaces will be covered, and then we have this door. Now, when you come in, you first come in through this door. Then here you'll find some biosecurity where we control what you bring in, so that you don't just come in from wherever you've been, and then whatever dirt you're carrying, just take it through. So there'll be some biocontrol here, and then you can open this door and get into the greenhouse, and then now the crops will start from here going that way, and that is how we do the greenhouse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are still with Tusk Farm Uganda, and we have come to Luweero. We are looking at greenhouse this time round. One of the benefits of greenhouse is you're the boss of your own garden. You don't mind about the weather, you don't mind about what. If it's rain, you provide irrigation. If it is sun, the sun is always there. So we are welcoming you to Tusk Farm Uganda. Please come and talk to us. Come and we build your greenhouse. Right now, I want us to look at a greenhouse that is already in progress, a greenhouse that is already complete. Come with me and have a look. Inside here is already our well-structured greenhouse. I want us to look at some of the crops inside the greenhouse and how they perform. Lawrence.
Yes, please.
Is this tomato? Sweet pepper?
Okay, this is a grafted sweet pepper.
Okay. Why adding grafted?
Yes, because if you look keenly, you'll see there is the top part and some small parts that are trying to peep from the sides. We have the sweet pepper being what we call the scion, or the top part.
Okay.
And then what you are seeing down there, this particular part here, this is a chili.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we do this simply to control the diseases that are soil-borne, or diseases which are found in the soil. And sometimes we may not be able to control all of them, so we graft them to get a root system that is more robust to handle any soil-borne diseases, and a top, or the scion, that is robust enough to give us the production that we need.
Okay.
You get the science?
Yeah, the science.
Yes.
I get the science.
Yes.
But now I want to know, on the top, what do we get?
Here we are going to get sweet peppers. Okay, we are going to go and look at some of the mature sweet peppers.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to have the complete picture of what sweet peppers is. Because I'm very sure when I say sweet pepper, some people are like, how can pepper be sweet? Yes, there is a difference, trust me. But now, these are young ones. We've just transplanted them. They have not even made, these 3 weeks? Yeah, these 3 weeks.
Okay.
And if you top, and that's what actually becomes the fruit eventually. So now these crops, because they are under a greenhouse, like you can see, we don't really, weeds is not an issue.
Okay.
Rain is not an issue, and the sun is definitely not an issue. So this is a controlled environment for crop production. Now these ropes you're seeing, they are for something we call trellising, or to support this pepper, because you see, the pepper, unlike the green peppers that we know outside there, these peppers grow tall. They can grow for more than a year. So at some point, the vine, I don't even know whether to call it a tree, it's a vine, it grows weak, or the fruits become too heavy for the vine. And now, because for it, it's not like a tomato that bends, it just breaks.
Oh.
So that's why we use these ropes, these strings, to rise and support the pepper to grow up.
Okay, okay.
You get it? So this is a good example of a greenhouse that we've just transplanted.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone is wondering what's the use of those pipes down there.
Oh, okay. Now, we mentioned the tank somewhere.
Yes.
When we were recording the structure that we are installing.
Yes.
Now, from the tank, we have a piping system that brings the water in. Because remember, here we don't have rain.
Yeah.
So
no rain
everything
inside.
we have to control. That's why it's a controlled environment. So from the rain outside there to controlled irrigation. In other words, these leaves here will never touch water. Okay. Because they don't need overhead water. They get the water from the roots. And the only thing we get now through the leaves is what we call transpiration. Okay. Where the water evaporates through the spores which are on the plant's leaves. You get it? And now the faster the transpiration rate, the faster the crop picks more water from down, and the faster it brings more food, and the faster the crop grows.
Oh, okay.
That's the importance of a greenhouse. So greenhouse is generally warmer than outside to help us with that process. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So this is irrigation, and we heard of mulching. Do we also mulch in the greenhouse?
Sometimes we do.
Why do we do that?
There are different reasons why we mulch. For example, the basic one may be to control the soil. Okay, the issue with the evaporation of the water, evaporating, especially where we have challenges of water. But in this particular farm, we have ever-flowing water, so water is not an issue here. Not an issue. So that is number one. Number two is to control weeds. But here we rarely have weeds. Number three is to control pests. Because pests can be a mess. But now the mulching helps, that reflective bit of the mulch helps to reflect the light back into the plants, under the leaves of the plants, so that now it sort of discourages the insects from ever disturbing our crops. But now here, because we are in a controlled environment, that's not a big issue. Yeah. Yes. However, at the same time, if we are farming things like strawberry, which are dirt sensitive, they don't want dirt, you must put a mulch. Oh, yes. Okay. Such that the fruits, because you cannot clean a strawberry fruit. So it has to come from the garden the way it is, clean, onto someone's table. So for that reason, you must have a mulching paper. Okay. But in this particular case, it's not really a must unless you're having problems like the challenges I've mentioned earlier. Unless you have such, it's not a must.
Someone wants to know what is inside the soil, apart from the irrigation. Okay. And what do we put?
Here, we normally use a lot of, we use a lot of goat manure, because we have goats in our farm here. And this is an example of what they call the droppings of a goat.
The droppings of the goat.
The droppings of the goat. This is one of the drops of the goats. So we just use this. We mix it up with the soil. We use a little bit of charcoal. Charcoal dust. Yes, we mix it up with the soil.
Do we put some ash?
Yes, some little ash. Now, of course, when you're getting charcoal, it comes with all those stuff. But actually, all those things are beneficial. We shall talk about them in another day. Okay. So we mix that up, and that's what forms as a base for our crops to grow. Okay. All right, you're welcome. Now, we've just come from the recently planted sweet pepper. That was 3 weeks. Now this is 2 months old. And with peppers, you expect to start harvesting at from 75 days to 80, the lazy ones 90 days. All right. So after 2 months, now you can physically see the fruits. The plant has started yielding, and we have started supporting them. Now this is the tree rising that we're talking about. You realize that each plant has been given 3 strings. Okay, now the 3 strings are coming because we support 3 branches per plant. Okay, if you overload the mother, we call it the mother, it will end up giving you small fruits. But if you give it a maximum of 3 branches, it will be able to give you sizable fruits. And we are Africans. For us, nothing like standard fruit size. The bigger, the better. So that's what we are trying to achieve here, to make sure that we have the biggest fruits that we can possibly have. Because at the end of the day, when we are selling these sweet peppers, we sell them per kg or per kilogram. So it's not a question of what number of fruits it is. It's a question of how many kgs do you have. And that's why we prune them like that. I'm very sure people who are planting outside, when they see our pepper pruned like this, they're like, yeah, what happened there? No, no, no. We are okay. We are okay. We just want to make sure that our mother is not overloaded. And pepper is very bad when it comes to family planning. If it feels a little bit of stress, it aborts the flowers. And in our case, unlike outside, we are looking also not only for production, the volume of production, but also for consistency in production. So we have a fruit here, we are expecting another one here and another one here. And even these flowers that are just forming, we want them to become fruits. And that is how we handle greenhouse production. So we started with one where we were showing we were doing construction. It's in the same farm. We went to another one which is 3 weeks old. Now this is 2 months old. You can see the kind of hierarchy we are creating in planting. So by the time the other house is 2 months old, the one we have just constructed will also be planting. So that all year throughout, we never lack production. We never lack what to take to the market. And that is what brings money into your pocket. It's not that I have farmed 20 acres, I've planted this and that. No, no, no. The consistency in you being in the market, that's actually where the money is. I don't know what, Margaret, you think of this beauty.
It's so beautiful. And I want to remind our viewers, those ones watching us, that we are in Uganda, by the way. This is Uganda's Zirobwe. It's where we are bringing all these beautiful things.
By our very own black people.
Our own, not even black, Ugandans. Yes.
Anti-Ugandans are
not the Baganda, Banyankole, Bachiga, Basoga.
Yes, but Ugandans, to be specific. Yes. Nebagwere, even
Nebagwere.
Actually,
this one is a Mugwere.
Ah, hallelujah. That is good.
This is a greenhouse, and it's all from Tusk Farm, Uganda. Yeah. Please come. We build for you this. Come and talk to us. If you want really to do commercial farming, are you really practicing it? Or you're just hearing it, you're reading about it? Come to Tusk Farm. We are going to advise you.
No, actually, some of them fear, and they think it's for the rich.
Yeah.
No, no. By the way, to be rich...
have no time for this.
Actually, to be rich, you have to make money. And not only make money, but more consistently.
Yes.
That's what actually makes one rich.
Yeah.
But when you make money, you make 2 million, you go sit aside, you eat, it gets finished, you come back, you end up poor.
Okay.
But for you to be rich, you need to make something that makes money regularly and more often.
Lawrence, I've just come to realize that farming is life, as in digging.
By the way, when you come here, even if you have stress,
yes,
you feel the stress going.
Just visiting your own garden,
yes,
your own farm.
I'm telling you, you feel relieved.
Yes, you feel relieved.
Yes.
So, Tusk Farm Uganda, we are welcoming you. Come to Tusk Farm Uganda. We shall give you the right advice, especially when it comes to solar dryers and greenhouses. So from here, I want us to look at one of our greenhouses that we have harvested for almost a year.
It's now 1 year and 1 month, I think. Yes.
Yes, 1 year and 1 month. Yes. Please.
And by the way, you see, when we say 1 year, they might think it's hula barrow and stories from some cartoon books. No, no, no. This is a practical thing. Actually, let's go there. And by the way, for those who are also, they may have greenhouses.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, right now they are putting on chicken inside there because Yagana, quote unquote, it refused.
Yeah.
No, it's just the information that you didn't have. And if you had it, it was not complete. Please come. We shall give you the necessary information so that you'll be able to also make money.
Okay.
It's not stories. You can see it. I mean, you can feel it. You know, they may say this is a AI. This is a leaf. And this is a fruit. It's AI, I don't think can show that. And this is my leg. And this is the drip line here and here. Yeah. And this is the soil, this one. Soil, taka, this one. So
let's switch to our next greenhouse, and that will be our last greenhouse.
a greenhouse that is we've been harvesting for more than a year now since we last planted these seedlings. And remember, we were talking of grafted sweet pepper. This is it. Now, many of you know pepper from this angle. This is a green pepper, or what we call the bell pepper in most cases, you know that. But when the color changes to red or yellow or purple or any other color, now the name changes to sweet pepper. And actually it's not just the name, even the taste and the aroma of the fruit changes. We are used to the green one, so even these ones first grow green. But when it matures, that's when now it changes to red. You can see it still have some remnants of green, but this is now where it changes to red or to yellow. I can, let me pick some fruit here, or yellow. Now, these are the basic ones that we normally know when we come to sweet pepper farming, but there are several other colors. We have orange, we have white, and we have purple. But what is, what moves, what normally trades here in Uganda, we are looking at these three colors. This is what normally trades. But this one, a kilo of this one is normally 1,000 shillings. But a kilo of either of these is between 5 and 10,000. That is when we, the farmers, are selling. But of course, when you are buying from the market, so it's a little higher than that. So when we talk about production and consistency in production, this is what we are talking about. This is a crop that has been in production for a year plus. I mean, every week we come and we cut. Every week we come and we cut. But if you look keenly, now the fruits are reducing because now, honestly, these plants are quote-unquote tired. They have grown for a long time. We definitely need to replant this greenhouse. But we cannot replant as yet until the other greenhouse we've just come from, where they have just started the fruit production. Until we start producing that one, we are not about to cut this one. Then when that one starts producing, where we just come from, then we shall be able now to rest this one. There is actually another one which is almost the same age with this one. That's when we shall rest one of them. And then we be able to replant in the same soil again. But you can see the fruit size. Honestly, for 1 year, this is a good production. And this is where the satisfaction comes from. This is where the money comes from. That one I have to speak a little bit slowly because, you know, when you speak money, some other people feel a little bit boogie. But that's it. This is where it comes from. These little things, that very soil that we have here in Uganda, our own water, this water is coming from the swamps there. We just pump it to the tank and then into our plants. And this is what we get. This in Uganda. You
so
make your own money.
After removing this, how long do we take to replant?
Sometimes we give land time to rest. Sometimes we plant in bags.
Okay.
But other times we rejuvenate the soil.
How?
That's why you need to come to us.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I give you everything, why would you need to come to see me? But plus, you see, some people, it's not just the how. Some people, when you give them some that you know you can shave yourself, some people just get the machine and start running like this. But they don't know that in Kiswahili we say kinyozi hajinyoi. You know, if you're a barber, you run a barber shop or you're a barber, you cannot shave yourself, literally. Okay. In other words, you'll not be able to see some points and you may not be able to do a perfect job. So when you try to do everything, it just doesn't come out. So sometimes you may need to first understand your soil. That's why I didn't answer her question directly. Because understanding the soil helps you to understand what it is missing. And when you understand what it is missing, then you can be able to add. I don't know whether we are together there. Let's say, for example, your soil is acidic. Now again, and I give you a solution that will add you more acid. So that will be misleading. It is very important for us to first understand that soil, then we see what we can add to it for it to be able to produce again, the same way it had produced before. I really hope that one you get. But practically you've seen it is possible to have the pepper grow for more than a year. And this is a good example of it. You're welcome.
So now this is what they call agriculture is wealth. This is sweet pepper. In Uganda, Zilobwe, if you look at these plants, we have harvested them for 1 and a month, 1 year and 1 month, but they have really showed where my height ends. They are very tall and they're still yielding, but we have to remove them and plant some other crop. Right here where we are standing, it's our greenhouse, and we have been harvesting sweet pepper, both red and yellow. And right now, at least I've showed you, Uganda, we are capable of producing such beautiful fruits, and we feed our Ugandans. Thank you. From Uganda, and we are still looking at a greenhouse. First and foremost, I'm wondering what's this lower layer doing here, Lawrence?
Okay,
Yeah.
this one, if you look at the others, they don't have.
Okay.
And then we realized we had an issue with splash back. The water, you know, when it's raining, you have that water that splashes. It splashes back onto the net, and the net, remember, it's permeable. So you end up with splash back water getting to the house. Okay. And sometimes this runoff water getting into the house. So what we are doing here, we are creating sort of a skirting around the structure to prevent that. Yeah. So it's not just the net, but we are going now to have a material that prevents that water from ever entering to the greenhouse to achieve what we talked about, controlled environment. Yes, so that's why we have that one round. Okay, last time we were talking about our materials, you remember? Oh, yeah. And when we're going through all these greenhouses, you see that there are different stages and different years of planting these greenhouses. Okay, right now I want us to go through some of the quality materials that we have, that we are going to use here. Now, we start with what we call the insect netting. Whatever you're seeing on the walls, yes, that is the insect netting that prevents insects from going in to the greenhouses. And that is something that will stay for 15, 20 years. And actually, the holes that they end up getting, we are the ones who make the holes, you know, like when you're doing something and you accidentally cut them. Other than that, that net will be there for a very long time because it's HDP treated. So, I mean, it's HDP material, so it's not affected by weather, like it's going to start cutting. No, unless you cut. So how long has our first greenhouse stayed here? It's been here since 2012, 2013 there. 2012, 2013, okay. Yeah. And the second one? That one we did it in 2014, 2015. Okay. Yeah. Then the other one was for 2018. Then we paused, we went to the coffee business, and then now we are back to the greenhouses again. Now, of course, after the materials of the covering, we have the profiles that hold those materials onto the flame. Yes. And then up there, where you're seeing Okelo up there, we are going to put the UV cover that prevents sun rays from just coming straight onto the plants. And these are materials which are 100%, like you can see, very, very durable and practical onto the ground. Okay. Yes, that's why you need to come to us and we give you the right materials. Okay. Yes. That's from Uganda. You're going to find us with all this that you require to build your greenhouse. We shall not go beyond this. Please come and visit us. We are located near Kabus roundabout, or you can call us on those numbers down there. We shall give you. Search on Google. You can. Yes. Lawrence says go to Google, but we have also other social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So right now, I'm encouraging you to come and visit us. We shall give you the right quality materials that you require so that you can enjoy this journey of agriculture. We shall end here today.